All right. I hope you guys can hear me. Last night I had such a good time doing this live stream, I figured, well, I might as well just do that again. So I brought something pretty cool with me tonight. I have ExTiX, which is an Lxqt desktop that released last week. And this is based on the latest Ubuntu 18.10. Let's go ahead and pull this up here, and you'll see that I've got a fresh installation in my Sandbox environment. That's right, I use VirtualBox, and pretty much I didn't have to install anything special with this. It immediately recognized my screen resolution, which was really cool. I gotta love it when a distro does that. And we're presented with the Lxqt. Now, something I'd like to mention, I haven't looked at Lxqt in a couple of years, so I am understandably curious of how good this is going to look for us. So as we go across the bottom of the screen here, you're going to see that we've got a volume control. You have access to your network, your calendar and time. There is also a keyboard thing here, access to removable drives, and your network. And then, of course, this panel that they have here also doubles as a launcher, which is something that I do on my own XFCE desktop. So they have quick launches to your web browser, which is Firefox. You've got quick access to your configuration center. I'll pull that up because I'm sure we're going to play with this at some point here during today's exercise. You also have access to the Synaptic Package Manager. Brasero comes included with this for making terrific coffee coasters. I mean, burning your discs. Speaking of which, how many of you people out there still burn CDs, DVDs? Are you guys still writing discs these days, or have you opted for just digital media? I'll check your comments in a little bit, and let's see what you guys are using. Okay, and then of course a quick launch to the GIMP. No Linux distribution would be complete without it. And then looks like you've got a quick launch LibreOffice Writer, Thunderbird for email, SM Player. You know, I gotta say, I've always loved SM Player. I thought it was always a neat front end to M Player. Be very interested to see if they ever did a front end for MPV though, because MPV is now my primary source of entertainment. What else do we have here? We've got PCman FM. All right, I use this myself on my XFCE desktop. I prefer it over Thunar, and the reason I prefer PCman FM over Thunar is because sometimes Thunar likes to crash, especially when I'm rapidly navigating through the file system. Sometimes it'll just close, and there's a few other little bugs in it too, and I just don't experience those with PCman FM, and so I just happen to like the customization options that PCman FM brings to the table. It's also very lightweight, so it's an excellent alternative to Thunar. However, I still do use Thunar because for managing photos, because I can blow the thumbnails up really huge, where I can't really do that so much here. I mean, that's about as big as I can get the thumbnails here. But in Thunar, you can get the thumbnails a lot bigger. Okay, moving right along. Quick access to a terminal, and this was using 398 megs of RAM when I launched this after startup, but I opened a few things. All right, this is using 377 megs of RAM, so very, very lightweight indeed. And call me a liar for the 20 megs of RAM. I know, facepalm, right? Okay. Cool deal. But still, this is a nice little OS. If you got, if you got a netbook or something like that, or you got something that, doesn't have that much muscle, this could be a good option for you, hey? It's well worth a look, anyway. There will be a link in the description after this reruns. Yeah, because I still haven't quite mastered setting up the titles, the description, and all this other stuff. I'll get to that eventually. I'm still new at this live streaming thing, so please forgive me for all the little hiccups, the bugs, and all that other stuff. All right. Very simple little menu system that we have here. A handful of accessories are included with this distribution. Just the basics. A simple little archive manager. You know, you've got a notepad, an image viewer, blah, 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 blah. Simple stuff. Okay, I mentioned that you get the GIMP. You also get an image viewer. You have a screenshot utility thrown in here as well. And they even threw in an ebook reader. So, got your iTunes books and stuff like that? Yeah, maybe you might be able to read them. All right, Firefox, you got an IRC client and Thunderbird for email. You know, how many of you, and I'm interested in knowing how many of you guys actually use an email client too. You would think they deprecate those with all the, you know, web-based mail services. Do you prefer to use an email client? And if so, why? I'll read your comments in a minute here, and we'll have a look and see what you got to say. All right, LibreOffice is thrown in here, and they've got an ebook editor. All right, so now, if you like writing books and stuff like that, well, now you can make your own ebooks. And Calibri is thrown in, which is an awesome tool as well for managing all your digital media books and stuff like that. All right, in the Qt programming and Qt section, you know, that's just thrown in there when Qt is installed. Yeah, okay. Sound and video, Audacious, Brasero, SM Player, and MPV. So maybe, I'm just curious to know, let's open up SM Player. I'm just curious to know if this is actually a front end for MPV now. Okay, so now it is a graphical interface for MPlayer and MPV. Interesting. You know, I might have to download this on my Manjaro box and play with it. Because that would be really cool if, you know, it can control MPV to a point where it can, you know, maybe do some video effects and stuff like that. I'd be very interested in seeing that. So I need a little bit of time to explore that. Okay. See, this is one reason why you should download and try out as many distributions as you possibly can, because you're going to always bump into different programs and stuff you never even knew existed, and you get a chance to at least try them out and see if it's something that's going to suit your needs or whatnot without messing up your main system, you know? Cool stuff. All right, and we'll get into the preferences after I take a quick look-see at some of your comments here. Well, hello, everybody. Let's see how many people we got here. We've got just me. Okay, well, that's it. Goodbye. The show's over. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's scroll up here, and let's have a look at some comments, and then we're going to answer some questions. Okay, so it looks like we got some people that are still burning CDs and DVDs. That's what I wanted to know, and cool stuff. All right, I use micro SD as well, so good one there. Right, Chip mentions he hasn't used an email client since he left Windows. I haven't either, really. The one thing I really never liked about email clients is what they tend to do is they tend to download all of those emails from the server. All right, and if they contain viruses, well, they've already downloaded to your hard drive now. And then once they've been downloaded from the server, those files are deleted. So if I want to read my email at home and then read that same email at the office, I'm kind of SOL because, you know, my home computer downloaded the email and I need this particular email because the boss is going to fire me if I don't have it. And yeah, so kind of beneficial to use the web-based mail, I think. Okay, a cleaner I'm assuming that's how your name is pronounced. CLNR. I'm just going to say Cleaner. Cleaner says, I use email clients because I have 5 emails I use regularly. With an email client, it's easy to keep everything separated properly without having to jump between websites. Okay, good point. So maybe I can see that's a pretty good point there. And all right. And I'm sure there are ways to prevent them from, you know, deleting files on the back end and maybe even downloading stuff too. So, yeah. Okay, and, oh, you're Kronos. Okay. Cool stuff. Good to see you, Kronos. Thanks for dropping in and saying hey. All right, well, now I'll remember that. No, I won't. I'm 50 years old, and I can't remember shiznits. Midlife crisis. But maybe some liquid nicotine, liquid caffeine might help. Ooh, that one bit back. Okay. Moving right along, and so cool to have you with us, Kronos. Kronos is our resident genius at Cup of Linux. He's got some interesting stuff up on the forum, so go to cupoflinux.com, look up Kronos' stuff. He's got some interesting tutorials. He even put up some tips for those of you trying to get some extra oomph out of Steam Proton. You got to check out his stuff. Good stuff indeed. Good to have you with us. Alrighty then. As stated, we were going to have a look at configuration. I mean, hey, what good is an OS if you can't make it your own, right? So that's what we're going to do today. First, let's start off with appearance in the configuration center. All right, and I don't like that. Look how big it made those buttons. Wow. And I'm going to close and reopen the file manager here. I don't like that. No. How about this one? No, don't like that one either. Clean looks. That's better, but it's light. Oh. I don't like that either. Now I can't see what we're doing here. There's GTK2. CDE. Motif. Shay. That looks like 1980s computing there, doesn't it? All right, continuing on. What other options? Plastique. Okay, continuing. You know, I'm not, you know, making fun of the OS. It's just that, you know, these look just as bad on Manjaro on my OS too, so. All right, so I think I'm going to stick with Fusion. I think Fusion's okay. I use Fusion also when I'm using Kdenlive. Interestingly, since I've been using OBS, I haven't been using Kdenlive that much. All right, moving right along. Okay, icons. Okay, looks like we got some icons included in here. A few different choices. Ooh, Ubuntu Orange. No, no Ubuntu Orange. How about this one? That one I think I can do. That's Breeze default Plasma 5 theme. Okay. Ah, what's this here? We've got some Lxqt. Let's try this Ubuntu Arc. Of course, that means I'm probably going to have to close and reopen this to see how this is going to look. I think I like this better. But it doesn't theme. It doesn't theme this though. Huh. Oh well, in a perfect world, nothing's perfect, right? Okay, only one cursor, and this is it. All right. Moving right along, let's go into more preferences. Okay, all your Lxqt settings. Let's open this again. Okay, let's look at some desktop settings here. Okay, well, no quick access to the user's share backgrounds, huh? So we're going to have to do it the hard way. User, share, backgrounds. Okay, and now we've got some options here. Apply that. Okay, looks like the developer, this is from Sweden, by the way. The developer of this distro is a car aficionado, it appears. Would be nice if there were, if you could see a lot of Mercedes-Benz. Let's go with the Porsche. Okay, I have a need for speed, and that's a pretty speedy looking wallpaper there. Cool stuff indeed. Okay, desktop notifications. I don't want any notifications, so, ooh, I can't read this. Oh, that's where they're positioned. Okay, gotcha. All right, and then advanced settings, default duration. How about 0 seconds? Yes, 0 seconds. Okay. So we won't see any notifications. Cool stuff. You know, if there's anything I hate more than soggy toilet paper, it's having pop-up notifications come up on my screen while I'm doing a screen capture. That's not very good, you know? It's enough to make you want to throw a brick at the computer screen. All right, file associations. I'm assuming this is Mime types here. This is your Mime type editor? Of course it is. Yeah, okay. You know how to edit your Mime types, don't you? Okay, good. Good. Moving right along. In here, I'm assuming this is your keyboard layouts, your keyboard shortcuts, and all that other stuff. Very nice. Okay, moving right along. All right, well, this is all your basic stuff. Cool stuff indeed. Yada, 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 yada. Okay, looks like this uses OpenBox with it. And I kind of figured that it would because I know Lxqt isn't really a complete desktop without the extra functionality that OpenBox provides. So I'm not surprised to see this. And it looks like, yes, that's what's providing the window decorations. Let's find something we like. Okay. Font preferences. I wouldn't even mess with these. The fonts look okay on this. I wouldn't even mess with this. My luck, I would change the fonts and bork the whole OS and have to reinstall everything because I'm crazy like that. All right. Anything else of interest in here that I should be focusing on? No, there isn't. Okay. There are power management settings, session settings, shortcuts. Configure alternatives, your printers, Synaptic, of course, for installing packages. Okay, good stuff indeed. There's more stuff, though, for configuring the system. In preferences here, I thought I saw something for Compiz. I know I saw something for Compiz, I thought. Maybe I was just imagining things. I'll resize this. Maybe I can see it better. Window effects. Okay, there are little compositor settings here. I was sure. that compiz was in here. I thought I saw that. So let me go CCSM. Because, aha, here it is. All right, it's in the menus somewhere. But for those of you who really want to get your freak on, you have a scaled down version of compiz included with this. No, you're not going to wobble your windows. No, you're not going to get the fancy cube effects. I think these particular options that they bundled in with this pretty much are for maybe for accessibility purposes. I mean, you have the desktop wall, the expo option, a viewport switcher. You can use special window decorations, fading windows, and a few animations, but that's it. You really don't get that many things thrown in here. Just the basics. But hey, what do you want for a lightweight OS, right? Okay, let's take a break and read some comments here. Okay. All right, Kronos stated in Qt desktops, the widget style impacts the windows, and the Qt theme impacts things like the panel. It has different names in Plasma, but the same concept applies. Okay. Ben says he doesn't know anything about KDE. I'm telling you, this kid is lying. He knows everything about Linux. He's compiled Gen 2 100 times. He's built Linux from scratch. And, you know, Ben, I'm surprised you haven't even put up a video on how to build Linux from scratch, you know. He's telling us he can't do any of this stuff, and yet this guy is a wizard compared to what I'm capable of doing, okay? So, word of warning there. Take everything that Ben says with a grain of salt. By the way, he maintains mcall for me now, too. Uh-oh. I let the cat out of the bag. Meow! Okay, next. Torsen is asking, or i3. I imagine this would run i3? Yeah. I prefers i3 to awesome. You know, really, I can't wrap my head around tiling window managers, kids. Maybe one day I'll figure it out, but I just don't have my mind for that sort of thing. And Fallout Floyd says, glad you're back. No, you're looking at the front. You don't want to look at the back, believe me. There's nothing back there worth seeing anyway, so yeah. Okay, anything else that I missed that's important? Eris, this is not Lubuntu. This is ExTiX. ExTiX, yes. This is based on Ubuntu 18.10. There will be a link down below. As I stated, I still haven't had a chance to figure out doing the titles, the description, everything before I start the live stream. We will figure that out eventually. I'm sure I will. Yeah. So it just takes a little bit of time to get used to this. I'm new to the live streaming, and I figured, you know, if I'm going to do a video on a distro anyway, and I got the setup right here, you know, I might as well just pick a time. And so I guess at 7 p.m. on weeknights, if I'm going to look at a distribution, I have the time to do it, I suppose. Otherwise, if I do it during the day, then I'm not going to sit in front of my green screen, and I'll just let OBS record the desktop and do it the other way. You know the other way, right? Okay, cool stuff. Okay, moving right along. Let's see what we looked at here. All right, we looked at preferences. How about some system tools? All right, now I don't know why I'm seeing this here, but it looks like they've got, this did use Calamari for the installer. I don't know why they have it listed here after it's been installed. That's apparently that's probably just one of those kind of little anomalies. Yeah, and let's see what this refracta thing is. Okay, nothing's happening there. There's the Compiz config settings manager. See, I knew I wasn't going nuts. I knew it was in here. I just didn't see it. I must need new glasses. Okay. We looked at desktop preferences. So pretty much, I think I covered all the important stuff. So there you have it. Lxqt. Personally, I think they need to bake it a little bit longer. Lxqt needs some more work. I like the idea. I like the way Qt applications look, especially when you look at KDE. KDE is very polished in appearance by comparison to what Lxqt brings to the table. I would hope that they're working on this to where they're gonna eventually have Lxqt looking quite sharp like KDE without all the extra fluff. But as you could see in the beginning, this really doesn't use that much RAM. So if you've got a computer like a little netbook or something like that with a gig of RAM, this would be a perfect OS for it until you open up the web browser. And speaking of the web browser, let's see what we get when we open the browser, if they have any bookmarks or anything to their website for support on this distribution. Doesn't look like I'm seeing anything here yet. Let's do a quick check. I know some distributions will provide you with shortcuts. Here it is. All right. So you've got a quick launch to ExTiX. This is their website. And it looks like they have another distro called Xton. Never heard of it before. And actually, I had never even heard of this distribution until I saw it on the front page on IsoWatch this week. And I saw that they released it last week. And I figured, okay, well, if it was good enough to make the front page on IsoWatch, I figured, why not take a look at it? Besides, I'd been meaning to look at Lxqt anyway. So, all right. So, this is where you can go and get support. I guess that's the developer right there in the picture. This is an Ubuntu-based distribution, so it stands to reason that any support that you get off the Ubuntu website would definitely apply to this distro. He's got a link to Netflix here, so apparently he's probably bundled in all the necessary back-end stuff that you're going to need for getting your Netflix on, right? So get caught up on all those TV episodes, right? And then let's see what this is here. Okay, and this is the Lxqt official page where you can get more information on this. I imagine more tutorials, maybe even report bugs and that sort of thing. All right, so that's good that they included that there. So when once you install the OS, at least you have the necessary shortcuts and everything you need to get the most out of this. While I'm not a big fan of this particular desktop just yet, it has potential to be something great, and I thought that as well the first time I saw Lxqt. So the potential is there, but the development appears to be slow for right now. Again, perfect if you have an older computer. I wouldn't use this on my monster ThinkPad though. Okay, let's go ahead now and have a look at some of your comments at this point, and then I suppose we can wrap this up. Okay. Okay, yeah, hit that like button. Thank you for the reminder, Albert Crow. So hit the thumbs up button if you like what we're doing here. Also, you can hit me up at cupoflinux.com if you have any show ideas. just go into the suggestion box and drop your show ideas. Somebody requested that I have a look at Juno from Elementary OS, but I mean, about a week or two ago, I looked at the beta, and it really doesn't look like it's changed. And Matthew actually confirmed that for me this morning. We were talking, and I think the only change they mentioned was a certain PPA works now where it didn't work in the beta or something like that. So it's like I'm not gonna roll 20 minutes worth of video just because they fixed one PPA between the beta and the final release. I know that's a bad joke, but mostly those fixes are probably under the hood, and my blind eyes would probably skip over them anyway. So that can potentially happen, I think. So okay, let's see. All right. Any questions, folks? Or do I get to wrap this one up early tonight? Matthew wanted to know if the website is WordPress. I have no idea. Let's find out. I think we can right-click the page and select View Source. But I would have no idea. That's funny that Lxqt has content, i.e. Edge, at the top of the page. I guess they have to have some special coding at the top of the page for Microsoft Edge browsers because maybe Microsoft really doesn't love Linux and they're hijacking these pages there. I wouldn't know. All right. I'm guessing Sven wanted to know how much memory you would need at least. I'll tell you this. If you're going to use a web browser, you're going to need a gig of RAM, easily. As stated, we looked at when I had a few little applications open. It was 377 megs of RAM. Let's open up that terminal again with Firefox opening. Free-M. Okay, now with Firefox open, it's telling me it's using 650 megs of RAM. On the safe side, I'm saying probably, well, for most OSs, you probably want to have a gig of RAM, but maybe 750 megs, probably being at the low end. But let me see if there's any specs on the website. Here's their write-up on it. This is their latest release, so let's see if it tells you here. I'm not seeing anything there, so I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, and that's a good suggestion. Kronos, for doing the live IsoWatch videos, having a text document or something open with the distro name for people who join late. Okay. As stated, I'm still working the kinks out of this. Maybe I could have it on the ticker below. I could change that too. I could change the ticker below to what the yeah, so. And Leyland2K says, thank you for your reviews and for good mood. But you don't understand. This is not a review. This is a usability experiment in a virtual machine. You are getting my first impression of the software. I will miss any features which are transparent to end users on first glance. I do not take the time to research features. That is your responsibility if you want to try the software. I will not spend enough time with this distribution to form a valid opinion. Users who are offended by this policy are advised to peruse alternative venues for their edification. And Matthew's got some fans in the house. All right, go for it, Matthew. Hijacking my audience in the live chat. All right, well, I don't know what else to add on this, but I really appreciate all of you coming in and saying hey and watching the show. I don't know if I'm going to be here again tomorrow night. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the announcement panel on the top of cupoflinux.com. And on nights when I'm going to do a live stream, I think I'll just put an announcement at the top of the page. So anybody who comes into cupoflinux.com will be able to see, okay, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, there'll be a show. Blah blah blah. The last 2 live streams, well, even today, this was all done on a whim. But in the future, I think what I'll do is, if I'm planning on having a live stream that particular night, I'll put that up on cupoflinux.com. That way, you guys will know. So I'll tell you what. Tomorrow afternoon, look on cupoflinux.com. If you see the top banner saying that there'll be a live stream. Maybe I'll have a distribution or maybe a piece of software. I know I'm due to put up a video on OBS, and no, I'm not going to do any tutorials or anything like that, but I'll basically show you how I set it up, because there are tutorials aplenty on all over YouTube on using OBS. So maybe I'll do a demonstration of how I set it up, how I use it, and that sort of thing. So I can get that wild card out of the way. All right, so maybe that's what I'll plan to do for my next video. I'll prepare a presentation on open broadcast software. This has really revolutionized the way that I'm doing my presenting now. And Matthew Moore, this is all your fault. You know that? Yeah, so... And you guys need to check out Matthew's channel if you're not subscribed. He also participates in the Cup of Linux community. He's always on the Mumble server too. So if you want to interact with him, hop on Mumble. All the instructions are at cupoflinux.com on how to connect to us on Mumble. And you can hang out. And if he doesn't like you, he'll just ban you, because he's a moderator and he gets to do that. But usually he doesn't tell me when he bans people, so it's like... No, I'm just kidding. It's not really that bad, I swear. All right, thank you, all of you, for joining me, and I guess I'll be back tomorrow. But make sure to check cupoflinux.com first for the banner. Just be sure. And I'll see about getting another video or live stream up this time at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, UTC -5. Yeah. Here, watch this video clip I got for you guys.